Now into the mallets. The L.A.B DF3 and the L.A.B Oz 1i taking the top 2 spots. So I wasn't kidding when I said L.A.B has kind of taken over that mallet category. In total, that's 32% of the vote there, 18 for the DF3 and about 14 for the Oz 1. So clearly making its presence felt in the mallet category. Then you have the TaylorMade Spider 5K ZT at nearly 8%, followed by the Scotty Cameron Phantom 5 and the TaylorMade Spider Tour X. So my big takeaway is just this zero torque trend clearly has this entire category really it's taking over, and so I think you're only going to see a few more of these models released to the market here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I mean, right now zero torque is hot, and I know putters. There's a big cycle. We saw. I remember, a long time ago, heel shafted putters when Phil was kind of hot in his prime. Everybody wanted a heel shafted putter. Odyssey number 9s and the 8802 styles and all these, different models like that. That was the hot thing. And then we got out of that. And like you said, at a time, the Newport 2 and Tiger was playing couldn't not have a Newport 2 in your putter collection or that style. But like right now with mallets, it is big into zero torque, line angle balanced, however you want, toe up, however you want to word it. There's a bunch of different definitions and everybody has their own reasons of why they are what they are. But L.A.B has done an absolutely phenomenal job of turning a putter that was extremely controversial and looked down on because of its looks into one of the must-have putters out there. Everybody wants to try one. Everybody wants to see what the differences between the models are in the lineup. And yeah, DF3, I do have to say, I mean, I putted with majority of the L.A.B putters, and I do have to say it's probably the most stable L.A.B putter in the lineup. It's extremely stable. It just kind of feels like it swings itself, and it does it. That face just stays pointed at the target throughout the whole stroke. So a really unique look. But L.A.B also owns that. Like they come out and say, like, yeah, it's not, it's not a beautiful, answer Newport style. Like it's not that. It's meant to function and it's meant to do something. And they own it, and I think that's huge too in terms of just saying, like, yeah, okay, like it may not be beautiful to you, but you're probably going to make a lot of putts with it. And at the end of the day, we all want to make putts. So DF3 is just, a phenomenal stable addition. Even coming from the Mez 1 Max, which was more stable than the Mez. Now you have the DF3, and that thing's been great. And then the Oz, the Oz 1i, that thing there, when we first saw it on tour, I think Adam Scott had a prototype in his bag early on. And when we saw it on tour, everybody just wanted to know more. The shaping is so much more classic. It's so much easier on the eye. For that guy who sits on a DF3 and says, I don't know if I can do that. You set down an Oz and you can go, yeah, this isn't bad. This looks like a pretty traditional mallet. Granted, the shaft goes into it in a different spot, but the overall shape is very easy on the eye. It's very clean in terms of the way the back is scooped out. They did a really nice job with the look of that putter, and then also adding that steel insert. I thought that was massive because aluminum is great. It's soft. It's got a good feel to it, but there's something about it that's just, it's not as solid feeling as steel. And steel just has this solid little click to it. It just has, it's slightly firmer feel, but it's still soft. And I think adding that insert just made a putter that functioned really well feel and sound a lot better. And I love what they did with the Oz when that came out. I was fortunate enough to get one right when they came out. And I even said, I think on my podcast, I was like, this is the best feeling L.A.B putter they've ever made. Like this thing is really, really good. So, and then you throw in there the TaylorMade Spider ZT, which stands for zero torque. And again, a putter that I think TaylorMade, Brian Harmon won with it earlier in the year. Then it finally came out to retail. And to be honest, like that hasn't been out that long. But I know stores like you guys and stuff sold out of them so quickly. TaylorMade, I don't think realized how many they were going to move. And you can probably attest to it better than me, but like those were hard to keep on the shelf. And after that initial launch, like they probably weren't on your shelves long before they were all gone. And it just brings that Spider look, the pure roll insert, all that, but with zero torque. And I'm not going to lie, I've got one. I think it's really good. It's kind of like my number 2 at the moment in terms of what goes into my bag. But I like everything about it. I like looking down at it. I think it, again, much like the DF3 from L.A.B, I think it's very stable. I think when you miss it off the toe and the heel, the face doesn't want to flop open or swing shut. It keeps the ball really straight. And again, gives you that kind of Spider look. And then, you got to get a camera in here. And the Phantom series, let's be honest, the Phantom series, when you look on tour, is in tons of bags. I love the fact that they're kind of continuously adding like little neck options and things like that. So, if you're a Phantom 5 guy, but they do make a 5.5, and they make they just came out with the Phantom black one with the L neck on it. There's a bunch of different hosels, so you can do a little different toe hang depending on the feel for you. But those lines there, I think, have really kind of refined themselves well, and they've added a little kind of hidden tech when you start talking to like Austie Rollinson over there at Scotty Cameron and all that, and the design and what they're doing internally and how the pieces come together. It's not just a nice piece of milled steel and aluminum. Like it does have function. It has reasons why things are done that way. And I think that's kind of cool, is that they hide that technology into that Scotty Cameron look. And that's, it's kind of nice. Not everybody wants to see tech. Some people want that classic shape. And I think that Phantom series does a really good job at that. And then, Spider 2RX, what can you say? I mean, it's won, Scotty's won a major with it. Rory's won a major with it. It's already got at least 2 majors this year. It's in
a strong
countless
resume,
bags.
right?
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. But the same thing with that, adding a couple options where they're offering Scotty's, plumber's neck or L neck version now at retail. You get the slant neck on it, the double bend, just a bunch of options. And that way, it's not just the Spider 2RX. They have a bunch of different options that you can kind of dial in to what you like the feel of, what you like the look of, what toe hang works for you. I mean, all those things really help out. And then, movable weights, all that. I mean, there's just tons of options. And again, kind of like wedges, when you have, sole grind options, putters, and you have options, fitters love it, because then it's like, hey, you like this shape? Great. Let's try a couple different here. See what works best. What do you square up better? And those all things go into it. So, with this one, I'm not shocked to see L.A.B 1 and 2, to be honest. I kind of figured they would be pretty high. I am a little shocked at the Spider ZT, only because it hasn't been out that long. It's probably the newest putter out of the list, and to see it jump that high that fast is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise to me as well, to see I think it just shows again this zero torque idea, or as you referred to the different nomenclature out there to describe that style of putter, toe up, or maybe it's the zero torque, whatever it might be that you describe. Clearly it's made its mark in golf. So those are the best putters of 2025 as far as the GolfWRX Members Choice Voting is concerned. Some surprises, some maybe the ones that we expected, certainly, and to some degree, but nonetheless, I guess 10 great putters that you can test out for yourself if you're in the market for a new one. So